Alright. Well, we at it again like we promised. And now here starts the beginning. I'm here with Tony Thornton, also known alias Bool-Aidd
Productions.
Some of the things he's into. Okay, got a production company. Tony, today, we started off with the group of you Humongous and Mario, but today I kind of wanted to get into your life story. Some things that happened, some things I felt, because me knowing you, you've told me and you've given the okay to talk about, and me personally, I think a lot of people be interested of that journey. How far down you can go, what type of person overcomes the type of things that you've overcome, and I don't know where you want to start, but the first thing is you did a bid for bank robbery, didn't you?
I was a kid.
Dang. Now why don't you elaborate on what exactly kid means?
I mean, I was 14. I was knocking them down. I was 15 when I got cracked. Down there, got my ass killed. And the police put 139 holes in, our car and shit like that. Jumped out, broke on their ass, and then got my ass stomped the fuck out. I'm still injured to this day behind that shit.
How old were you?
I got cracked. I was 15 years old.
You were 15.
Yeah.
Now you got to understand, Tony. Like, to the average American, out there, they can't even wrap their head around being 15 years old and having what they say in Scarface, the balls to run up in there. Like, where did that all begin? Where did that idea pop up in your head?
And pretty much for me or whatever, I've been in foster home and shit all my life or whatever, and my uncle got me out the foster home, and pretty much he wasn't really taking care of me. He was smoking all the foster home money they gave him every month and smoking it up, crackhead,
Wow.
And I'm just going to school with old shit on, going from different grades and shit like that or whatever. I'm wearing his clothes at that point, because I'm growing.
But still, I mean, at that point, some people might go into Macy's and steal some clothes.
Nah, not me.
No. Some people might be over in Ross or Marshall's.
I'm not going to jail for no shit like that, though. I mean, if I'm going to go to jail, I'm going to go for some real shit. You feel me?
I could wrap my head around it.
Like shit.
I just know. That's like crazy. So, like, was there a plan?
It had to be a plan, It's going to go in there just blind and shit. It was a plan. It got all fucked up. The motherfucker was high. It was my same fucking uncle,
This is the time you got caught.
And I got caught. My uncle that got me out the fucking foster home and shit, he was fucking high off some dope. And shit, we had a fucking high-speed chase. They gunned our ass down and shit. He got skinned in his head, and I got attempted murder. Because he got shot. I had 4 counts of bank robbery and attempted murder, because they shot him. If he would have died, I would have had a hot one, That's how that shit went.
Unbelievable. So he was high on the mission?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that at the time?
Not really.
He was 15.
I mean, I was so fucking young, though, but I know when this motherfucker high is, he be beaming, his eyes. I didn't really check that shit out. I was trying to get some money for Christmas, I was trying to get paid. Shit.
And so break down where the whole operation broke down at.
When he got high,
So you guys run out the bank.
Jump in the whip. One of the dudes, I go in the motherfucker, I lay it down, Me and my other partner, he lay it down, I hit the counter. I'm hitting the drawers and shit, One of the other dudes, he run out the bank. It's like, oh, we got to get up out of here. We go to our little cut or whatever, jump in the whip. The same motherfucker that ran out, I seen the motherfucker on the corner. My whole shit was, I'm finna blast this motherfucker, with the police coming too. So, okay, we trying to slide through this motherfucker. He started pointing our ass out. Like, that motherfucker's going right there or whatever. Started pointing us out, and the police got on us. My uncle just pulled over. Like, all right, man, we all finna go to jail. So I'm like, no, nigga. I put a fucking, the shit down. Like, man, you better drive this motherfucker, though. Like, drive this motherfucker. This motherfucker drove into a dead end.
How old was he?
31.
And the 15-year-old pulled the thing, said nigga drive.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now that is next level. And so the consequences of that, when they caught you, they tried to kill you.
Yeah, they put 139 holes just in the car. That's not counting how many times they shot at us.
And nobody was hit
My uncle got skinned in the head.
out of 139 shots.
Yeah. That's all. The 139 shots hit our car. They shot more than that.
What'd they do after they got done shooting?
Shit, before my uncle drove to the dead end, my first shit was, I'm jumping out this motherfucker. I jumped out. I broke it without, you know. I just broke out that motherfucker. I had the burner. I got rid of that motherfucker, And I got surrounded. It was like a Saudi port. He drove to like a little factory. I was like, man, hit the freeway. Just make it to the Pueblos or some shit. We gonna break through that motherfucker, He drove into a fucking factory, little setting and shit.
Now you're saying make it to the Pueblos.
Yeah.
Everybody out there ain't gonna understand what that means.
I mean, shit.
You're from where again?
I'm from Bloodstone Villain Gang,
Where's that at?
on the east side of South Central.
Now, of course, you're no longer affiliated now that you've paid your dues to society. Now that you paid your dues to society, but my whole point is, you're saying make our way to the Pueblos. People from other states will be looking at this. What exactly does that mean?
I mean, it's like a project setting or whatever. Go to the projects or whatever, jump on the projects and run through that motherfucker, to my own hood. Motherfucker know the cuts and shit. I was trying to get to that motherfucker. He drove to the dead end,
Hey, he from the same area, so he must have been high because he went to a dead end.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
when I jumped out. They busted a U-turn and shit. They started gunning at my ass when I'm running. And my whole shit was like, get rid of this burner. But I'm at a Saudi port setting or whatever. All the diesels back in and shit, and they start unloading that shit. I couldn't go nowhere, I had to hit a gate. I'm just on a Saudi port or some shit like that. And they just got the guns on my ass. Like, all right, get your ass down. I got down. They just start stomping my ass out, kicking me all in my ribs and shit, stomping me in my head.
Now, you told me you still got a dent
in my ribs right now.
to this day in your rib. Yeah. What rib is it in?
It's on this side. Matter of fact, it's on this side. It's dented in. My shit is dented in right now. That motherfucker's dented in right there.
Do you have health issues over that?
I mean, not really. I mean, that shit hurt every now and then. But as far as major health issues when I'm trying to get SSI, like, no.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my ass up and go to work.
Got you. Now, after that happened, break it down. What's the process for that happens to bank robbers that get caught?
I got my ass whipped there. I got my ass killed, and I went to jail.
Wow.
They started getting my ass life after they shot my uncle, but they thought he was dead or whatever. He survived. I still had attempted murder on me.
For the uncle that got you into the game.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now that was 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
Life in the pen.
Juvenile life, or go to the pen after the M number and Y and all that.
So you had that because you only 15.
Yeah.
You had to first do your juvenile stint.
Yeah. I got charged as a juvenile with that shit. They charged me as an adult, but I didn't have no M number. They had M numbers back then at that time or whatever. Which means if you fuck up in California Youth Authority, they're shipping your ass right to the pen. But California Youth Authority, I got accepted in that shit with a YA number. So I was pretty much straight. They could have held me till I was 25. I took 7 years and 2 strikes off that
And you
shit.
did all that time at YA?
I did 4 years out of 7 years.
In YA.
In YA.
Now, a lot of people don't even understand that. They're like, oh, you got off easy. But from what I understand, YA is like more turned up than the pen.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get tested as soon as you get up in that thing. You're gonna get tested. I mean, if you fail on that first test, your career is over. It's gonna follow you for the rest of your life.
But I'm just saying, like in general, they fight a lot of more. What you were telling me,
it's
over
like a lot of
nonsense.
It's nonsense, mind games, and shit like that or whatever. For instance, as soon as you go in there, somebody gonna hit you up. Where you from? I'm from Bloodstone Villain. They be like, fuck Bloodstone Villain. Like, what you gonna do then? Well, motherfucker, dish your hood. You better get off, or your career is done forever.
Okay. So after the first initial, you pass that. Is it more violence after that?
I mean, as long as you a solid dude or whatever. I mean,
I'm just saying in general. I'm not saying that necessarily.
It depends how you carry yourself.
Is there something always cracking off in YA as opposed to?
It depends where you go. How you carry yourself. Things like that. Things of that nature.
Okay. All right. That's respectable. So that kind of. Do you think it rehabilitated you going to YA, or did you get more entrenched?
I mean, pretty much. When when I went to jail or whatever, I was pretty much okay. Cause I've been in foster homes and boys' homes and all that type of shit. It was like a big ass foster home to me. I'm used to that type of shit or whatever, that environment, fighting motherfuckers and shit though. I did that shit all in the foster homes and boys' homes. So it was like, okay, here we go again. It was some shit I was used to. It was just like on a bigger level, you know?
Wow. That's crazy. So, you was 15, you got out when? How old were you when you got out of?
19.
19.
Yep.
What'd you do from that point?
Well, when I was like 17 and a half or whatever, you know, I was going to that little bullshit school, you know. I went to Ventura.
Okay.
That's like a co-ed, you know. I was like, okay, you go there, you straight, you know. I didn't go to Paso, Nellis, none of that shit though. Now that motherfucker, them motherfuckers they rough, you know.
Okay.
So I got blessed to go to the college program and shit. I'm still in high school.
Yeah.
I scored high on the tape test and shit. You know, I was a smart motherfucker, you know, as a kid. You know, I had good grades and shit. So I'm going to school in that motherfucker, whatever. They give us our little book work and shit like that. I'm like, okay, I got this. Bam, I got this. They were like, oh, it was like, man, we're gonna send your ass to the GED program. Like I'm 17. You know, like okay, you can pass that shit though, Mr. Perkins at Ventura. You know.
Okay.
So I took the GED. I passed the shit the first time. 17 years old. I was already enrolled in college. Ventura College at 17. I took fundamentals of keyboards and it was some kind of consumer mathematics or something like that, you know.
Okay.
Got like one semester up under my belt before, you know, get ready to get paroled, you know.
So here's my whole point. With all of that, you had everything ready to just be a productive citizen. What ended you up in the pen?
Just fucking around, getting out. I was positive when I got out. I was on a straight course.
19.
I got out. I checked it on ITT Tech while I was in Y8. I just got sick of seeing the commercials in my cell, whatever. Had my little TV and shit. You know, okay, this shit coming on every fucking day, you know.
Okay.
So they had a lot of programs that was showing on there, and I'm like, okay, I know how to draw. So my decision was, if I can draw, why not go to ITT Tech, take drafting, you know, architect and all that type of shit, you know. And I got out. That's what I pursued, and I graduated with honors from that, you know.
Okay.
And I was still was kind of like hanging out with the homies and shit like that, though. You know, I should just kept my focus on, was you know, in a set, fucking around, banging.
So actually not separating yourself
From the hood.
Actually leaving,
Yeah,
moving,
exactly.
possibly, was your downfall because you had everything that it was going to take to put you as a productive. You probably would have made good money based off of the things you're talking about.
I'd be 40 years old next year. If I would have
Okay.
stuck to that drafting or whatever, I've been a senior drafter or something like that, I would have had my house already, you know, just damn near paid for already, you know.
What did being in the neighborhood get you?
Penitentiary time and damn near, you know, struck out, you know, just banging, you know,
Okay.
putting myself in that environment when I knew better.
Because being there,
That's just enough.
what a lot of people
That's
fail,
enough.
a lot of people fail to realize, if you're putting yourself there, right, you're kind of obligated to whatever goes down because that's just the way it is, right?
I mean, pretty much, like, if I'm there or whatever, you know, so like somebody come through, they get the busing or whatever, and I'm there, you bust on me or whatever. I mean, how I was brought up on my shit, I'm finna go do my shit right back. I'm gonna come back and get your ass. If I didn't put myself in that situation, some busting going on, you know,
Yeah.
who was there?
Yeah.
Go do y'all thing, whatever. If I'm there, I get bust on. I mean, it's just protocol, how I was raised. All right, you bust on me, you didn't kill me, you didn't shoot me. All right, I'm finna come back and get your ass, you know?
Got you. Now, what I want to do, so you ended up in the pen. What was the stint?
Well, I got crack. I was on Y parole at that time, you know.
So I don't know how long they give you.
In Y parole, I had to do that full 3.
Full 3. So that was the pen stint, YA patrol.
No, I was on Y parole before I went to the pen. That's what really just sent me to the penitentiary because I was on Y parole. So I was done anyway.
What'd you get violated for?
I was in my Cadillac or whatever, beating and shit. Had some Dayton's on my shit, some false gates in my trunk, just beating, and the police just profiled my ass. I had one of my homies in the car, you know, had a burner and shit like that, and they bumped us up.
Boom. Done.
Done.
Shit. What was your thought process when they cherried them lights up behind you?
Shit, jump your ass out with this motherfucker and hit a corner or some shit, and nigga, I don't know you.
That's crazy. I can imagine my heart would have just like broke. So what I want to do at this point, because that is a lot to let people marinate on, but people got to really understand the real. You said you were in foster homes for how many What
From
portion?
4 years old, and my uncle got me out when I was 11.
From 4 to 11.
4 to 11.
Okay. Now, being in a foster home, what's that like?
It ain't your real family or whatever, you know. The first foster home I was at, it was like 4 to about like 10 years old.
Okay.
That's where I pretty much got all my you know, good morals and shit like that. That was my foster mama. It was like a real house setting. It wasn't like a boys' home and shit like that. It's like, okay, I got you little kids. Like y'all my kids though. She took care of our ass. Made us go to church. There's 5 boys. We get into it. My foster daddy like, okay, y'all motherfuckers tripping. Take your ass outside and make sure you know y'all sweep up and shit. Now knuckle up. Y'all got a problem. Knuckle up. You know.
Okay.
They didn't raise no punks. You know.
So how long did you stay with them?
4 to 10.
How was it to have to leave that house?
It was the oldest foster kid or whatever. He got pretty much caught up in a situation where he touched one of the my foster mama's granddaughters and shit like that. So CFS came, you know, asking questions and shit like that, and they broke all that shit up. After the allegation came down or whatever, and they split everybody up, took motherfuckers about the foster home.
How'd you feel about that?
I was sick. That was pretty much like my home or whatever, you know. My mama didn't come get my ass or whatever, you know, like shit. She didn't do her classes and shit like that to get me and my sister out the system.
Okay.
But, you know, my mama came and picked me up on the weekends. My grandma, you know, my Uncle Steve-O, they came and picked my ass up. I was still functioning with my family, so, you know, they wasn't far.
Got
They
you.
gonna scoop me up. When they took me out of there, though, it pretty much changed shit. They sent me way to Inglewood to M&E Manor.
Now, where was that house at? What part of LA?
It was on 110th and Watts Avenue, 4 to 10.
The first house.
Yeah, in the Nut Hoods.
And you were there till you were 10.
Yeah,
Now you're going to Inglewood.
yeah. 2nd Ave and Slauson.
Now that house was more like what?
That ain't pretty much Inglewood, though. You know, it's probably like, you know,
Okay.
on the west side.
What was that house like?
It was like 6 boys in there, though, but it wasn't like the setting that we had at the foster home I was originally at. It was like, okay,
What kind of
they
setting?
got staff. In the foster home I was at, mama was there, my foster mama, and my foster daddy was there. That's like mama and daddy. At the new setting, it was like, okay, we got staff. They rotating their shifts. You know,
Got you.
I don't know you motherfuckers like that. Y'all just come and do your job, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that motherfucker fighting. You know, I didn't want to be there.
You were fighting all the time?
Yeah,
You said you were fighting a lot, to the point that you actually ran away.
I ran away from that motherfucker.
So how long were you there total?
Maybe about like, let's see, 3 to 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah,
And you were fighting so much
yeah.
that you had to get out of there.
I ran away. I walked down Slauson. I just went the right way. And I AWOL'd. I walked all the way down Slauson
What happened after that? Where'd you end up?
at my grandma's house in the 50s on the east side.
Okay. And so
1380 East Side 50th Street.
how old were you then?
I was about 10 and a half,
Okay.
going on 11,
How old were you when you got put on the gang?
14 years old.
So you were there 4 years.
I went at my grandma's house 4 years.
Now, the area you're talking about you went to, what would you classify that as? Is that a pretty much a war zone?
I mean, how I grew up, I mean, shit, I was pretty much functioning with my people still when I was in the foster home in Watts or whatever. They come pick me up for the whole summer and shit like that, so I'm accustomed to that shit. You know?
Okay.
All my homies, you know, from the set or whatever, they be like, oh, that's little Tony or whatever, you know, that's Tony's son. That's Liddy's son, you know, grandson, you know.
See, I got the reason I keep bringing it up because I'm trying to paint a picture for society. You see what I'm saying? Because people just think people make choices. You got to sit back and think about, you know, what would I have done at that age? He was a child. You know what I'm saying? Makes those type of things, they grow you up fast. You know, but outside of that, we're gonna skate down to now. So after all of that, how long has it been since you've been in trouble?
Over 10 years.
Decade.
Yep. So, you know, I went to the pen or whatever. I got out, you know. I paroled to one of my ex-girlfriend's house or whatever. You know, in order for me to parole to her, I had to marry her. She stayed outside of LA County. And I was like, nah, I'm not finna just marry you just so I can just be off, you know, paroled at your house or whatever. That ain't the real way that I got taught, you know. I gotta marry you because of love, you know. So I end up at my auntie house. You know, she's just, you know, it's on the nigga bumper. Give me some money, give me some money, give me some money. So that's why I ended up back in the hood. We had the spots, you know. And the police ran up in that motherfucker one day, just gobbled up a gang of us and shit. And I got the fucking 2 strikes on me. They threw that shit on my ass. So I ended up fighting 3 strikes for like 14 months, you know.
Okay.
So what I did do, I just like, okay. I was like, okay. I pray to God, like, God, if you get me out of this, I'll never be around no dope. I'll never sell dope again. Get me out of this, and I'll be 100 with you.
How old were you?
I think I was about like 25 or 25 going on 26.
Okay. So did you get out of it?
I fought it for 14 months. I didn't beat this shit all the way though, but I took probation and joint suspension based on how they said informant or whatever said I sold them some yay or whatever, which I didn't do that.
Okay. So from that point on, did you keep your word?
Of course, I ain't touching no dope, none of that.
What are your accomplishments now?
I'm pretty much working 3 jobs.
Doing?
I got my side hustle. I take care of seniors.
Okay.
You know,
Did you have to get some type of special training? Do you have a certificate or anything for
it
that?
pretty much started with taking care of my mom, but she pretty much got a little ill.
Okay. But aren't you on a union of some sort?
SEIU 2015.
Okay. That's an accomplishment.
Over 10 years strong with that.
10 years.
Over 10 years.
Paying the bills.
Paying my dues for that.
Okay. So, I think we're going to wrap it up right there. I want to thank you for allowing me to do the interview. And we're going to keep this coming. The real stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Anybody,
things that you're
I'm an
just
example,
not, real life.
I'm
real
an example.
life.
I've been through the shit, and I mean, if a motherfucker just like, okay, you tired of the bullshit, I mean, you can do it. Pray to God, you put your heart into it and whatever, just take your baby steps and, and just get to running after you get your wind up. That's all,
No, I got you. Well, this is Joey 2 times. I'm going to be signing off. And like I said before, this is real life. What you just saw, what you guys are looking at. Thank you.